Southern Railfan is the place for amazing videos of all types of trains. Southern Railfan, subscribe today.
Okie dokie, we're over at Clinch Cross on the other side. Now we usually film on the other side. Right through there is the NS line, and we usually film over on the station side. But I stopped by over here today because last night a train set out that ES44AH back there, and there's a coal train coming south, C758. So I thought, hey, we'll come over and catch a coal train and take a little bit closer look at that locomotive. Okie dokie, number 870. MU hoses, airline, knuckle. There's the new, or fairly new, I guess you could say, the DP stickers. Brakes. And behind that, of course, is the traction motors. That is the electronic bell. Fuel inlets. Really hard to see if there's anything in that gauge. It's hard to see with it on there. Again, the brake. And this system here, you see with this chain that comes down on a lever there and goes over here and makes a loop around that wheel right there, and that manually pulls out that brake cylinder. And they do that, let me get where I can, where the sun won't shine on it. And they do that with that wheel up there. So when they put that locomotive in here, he turned that wheel and made that cylinder come out, and that is the brake that will hold that locomotive where it's at. And if you'll notice on the back, one thing that's different from Norfolk Southern locomotives is there's no ditch lights on the rear. So if that locomotive had to lead, it would be restricted to speeds, I think, of less than 20 miles an hour, maybe even less than 15 miles an hour, because it has no ditch lights on the rear. Now, when you see some of the locals running this type of locomotive, you'll see it all kind of wanky. One ditch light will be up here and one will be down here, because it's a set of ditch lights that plugs in over there that they can hang on the back of that locomotive so they can move at track speed. And of course, there is spare knuckles. And I'm going to walk all the way up this line here to a safe spot to come across and get on the other side of the locomotive. Okie dokie. There is the dynamic brake vents. Again, a little bit closer look at the plug-ins there for the MUs for different locomotives to attach together. You'll see this big chain hanging on the side, and believe it or not, I don't know if it's on there for that purpose, but I have seen them pull cars out of sidings with that chain. I don't know if that's what it's for or not, but there is their fuel filter assembly that filters the fuel coming out of that massive tank. These are auxiliary air tanks. And there is the piping for that. These, when you see the I hear the train coming down the track and it goes. That's what that is. It's spitting the air out of the tank, the air tanks. If I'm not mistaken, that's what that is there. And it has the reverse valves on it, so while the locomotive's running, it won't spit on the employees as they come by. A little bit closer look at the trucks. Hope I don't get in trouble for doing this. If I do, I'm gonna blame it on you guys. And there is the locomotive designation type. You'll see those on all of CSX's locomotives. Lightning bolt. And I heard them talking on the radio this morning about a bee's nest being somewhere over in one of these cross ties. So I'm trying to look ahead of where I'm walking. Okie dokie, that's an up close look at a CSX locomotive. You can see the cross ties and the used plates and spikes up there where they're replacing ties through this section. And they've put this sign up. I know it's gonna be hard to read because I don't think the camera will pick it up, but it says the railroad crossing is going to be closed 7/15/24 from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. And they're going to tear this crossing up, tear that residential crossing down there up, and they'll also be doing Moodytown crossing on Monday. But they don't have one of these signs over at Moodytown. They just put notices in the mailboxes of the residents over there. And the reason I know that is because one of them stopped to tell me that they were going to do that Monday. And I'm sure these people, that's a huge community that lives up around that curve there on Siegel Street. I'm sure they'll be glad to get that crossing replaced anyway because it's in terrible condition. that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed that close-up look at that locomotive. I'll be back out trackside tomorrow, see what I can come up with. See you guys then.